What's up, everybody? Another Shattered Glass cast on the NAI Wrestling Network. Damian Salty G, Chip Kayfabe, Matt McCool will be giving his 3 count or 5 count, whatever the day of the week it is, a little later. There's a reason for this split recording thing. As usual, I am on the road as of tomorrow, so our normal recording day of Wednesday was not able to happen. But Chip has been kind enough to join me as I do my half of the show. So Chip, let's start really quick on the women's chamber match, because I feel like that's the biggest thing that's going to be talked about this week in the world of women's wrestling. So we know who the participants are. It is, I was going to say Mandy Leon. Wow.
Oh, please let that happen.
That Mandy Leon even thought entered my brainstem. So thank you. Mandy Rose, thank you very much. Sonya Deville, Sasha, Mickey, Bailey, and Alexa, right? I believe that's the order.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. For I guess the winner goes on to face either Nia and Asuka or just Asuka at WrestleMania. But here's my thing. I don't remember Asuka picking someone. Did she pick somebody?
Not at Rumble. So full disclosure, I haven't been able to see Raw yet. It's Tuesday afternoon that we're recording. And normally I'll watch. I work Monday nights and Tuesday nights.
Right.
So normally I watch SmackDown on Wednesdays and as well as Raw. But what I've heard on Twitter is Angle just kind of made up her mind for her.
That is a dumb ass thing to do. Okay.
To be honest, I think it was an oversight.
You think so?
I think people just assumed what title she was going for. Like, I think WWE just like, oh, they know she's going for Raw, so let's just roll with it. Let's not make a big decision out of it.
Listen, I would have loved to have seen. Yeah, definitely wrong choice.
But I think it was more of an oversight than anything. It's like, all right, well, they already know she's going for the Raw, so let's just continue on with it. Like,
okay, well, the reason I'm bringing up the Women's Chamber, aside from the fact that it's a big deal, is the fact that we had talked about this on a previous episode of SGC, where what's the next thing after the Royal Rumble? Because we've had a Money in the Bank, we've had Hell in the Cell, we've had a women's tables match, we've had the Royal Rumbles. So what was next? I guess the next thing was the Elimination Chamber.
You know, isn't it just too much?
No, it's not.
No. I mean, I'm good with history, but back to back. Like, shouldn't you spread the wealth? Shouldn't you want history to keep happening? When you do it all at once, you lose history going forward.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think they're doing it for history. I think they're trying to make women's gimmick matches a regular occurrence,
which is fine.
It's a minimization of it, instead of heightening it and bringing a spotlight to it.
Spread the wealth.
They're kind of just like, well, let's just put this. We have a pay-per-view before Mania, so let's do Elimination Chamber.
Sure.
And lo and behold, we have both a men's and a women's chamber match. So I'm okay with it, and I'm okay with them following it up right after a women's Rumble, because we're going to get to a point where
this is normal.
This is normal. There's no more breaking the glass ceiling, as it were. Right. And it's just a normal thing where every year we're going to get a women's Money in the Bank or a women's Royal Rumble, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. So I'm okay with downplaying this, not from a chauvinistic level, mind you, but people have often said that we need to stop calling it women's wrestling, or that was a great women's wrestling match, and just say there was a great match.
Sure.
Or in sports in general. Oh, we need to stop classifying it as a women's sport versus man's sport. And how about just calling it what it was? It was a great match. It was a great game, regardless of the gender of the people involved.
Right. But like, my biggest thing, and I think it goes back to the CTP. Well, so quick background on the name of this show, Shattered Glass Cast. I can see my face on your headphones.
Nice.
The idea behind the name was the women are breaking glass ceilings.
Glass ceilings, yes.
Shattered Glass Cast. But now there's no more. We're almost coming up on all the ceilings they can break. Like, there are 11 tiles in the ceiling. They've broken 10 of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten Hell in a Cell, like I said. We've got,
and this will be incredible.
This is going to be a great match. I remember the first. Did you remember the first Elimination Chamber match?
The original?
Yeah.
In 2002, Eric Bischoff?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Shawn Michaels won the heavyweight title in that, right?
Yes, that wasn't that his last
that was his last title.
Okay. So I'm looking at the participants involved and I'm pretty much guaranteeing that Alexa is going to retain.
Sure.
Just because there's so many decent storylines outside of the chamber match eventually. I like the addition of Absolution. It keeps them relevant because I was worried that Paige not being a part of the active roster was going to kind of be a detriment to what Absolution was trying to do. But the fact that it keeps Sonya and Mandy in the limelight, I think that's really beneficial for WWE. I kind of wish there'd be an invasion angle of having the Riot Squad jump Absolution and jump into the chamber just for, you know, wits and giggles and whatnot.
Right.
But
I was actually surprised there wasn't more of a stare down or confrontation at Royal Rumble. I thought they would have had, well, not the 6 of them, the 5 of them at least face off in the Rumble, but then they ended up working together. Sonya Deville and Sarah Logan. Sarah Logan.
Combine her and Mandy Leon.
Sandy Logan.
Andy Logan.
I don't know who Sandy is. They just kind of teamed up on Becky Lynch together, which was kind of like, awkward.
Well, yeah, I guess to go with the narrative of everyone for themselves, and we have, you know, strange alliances in a Royal Rumble.
Somehow they have an alliance.
Somehow. Maybe the NXT thing. Maybe that's the only. Well, I guess that I could see that's the only combination they would have.
Cole brought that up on commentary that they have history from NXT together, which is fine. Give me a story, then you tell me why, and it's like, oh, okay, we're fine.
So I see the chamber doing more than just making it about the first ever women's elimination chamber match. It sets up a lot of storylines. Like I said, I expect Alexa to retain. But there are good stories coming out of this. The whole Bayley Sasha, will they or won't they feud? Yeah. You know, you've had inklings and rumblings yesterday. I know you haven't seen Raw, so spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen Raw, but
it's Saturday when people are listening to this.
Yeah, they're planting seeds, as it were. So I'm looking forward to potentially them just doing a program together. I don't care if one's heel, one's not. I don't care if they're both heels. I don't care who turns heel. I just like the thought of them having a program. Yeah. I also like the fact that we get to see what Mandy Rose and what Sonya Deville are capable of in a bigger spotlight without Paige. So this is a really good litmus test. And I think...
in terms of in-ring?
Yes, in terms of in-ring.
I was just saying, she's going to be their manager for as long as they're a thing.
Oh, no. I mean, just in-ring. And I honestly believe having Mickie James kind of brings it together as like the glue girl of the match itself,
right? The one who knows how to lead it,
right? You need that vet, you need that veteran presence. You know, HBK did that for the men's,
except he won.
Anyone, who knows? Hey, maybe on some like weird shock, we'll get someone else that wins. But the bigger narrative is the fact that Nia was left out because now she's going to be wrestling Asuka, who has steadily been beating every one of the women's wrestlers on the roster in a slow kind of ascension to the throne, as it were. Very Mortal Kombat-ish, if I'm being honest here. Yeah. Video games. And then you have Alexa calling out both Angle, Brock, sexism, referencing the fact that, you know, she has to defend the title at Chamber, but Brock doesn't. And then Angle coming back saying, well, you haven't defended your title in God knows how long.
Since October.
You know, and then she counters saying, well, I'm not the one who makes the matches around here. So,
and you know what?
She's right. She's absolutely right. And that's another underlying thing now. I remember when Absolution debuted, people were thinking that this would have been a way to make Bliss a sympathetic character. Now, her kind of trying to find allegiances so she could have buddies inside the chamber while going to battle against, I guess, the status quo of Kurt Angle, you know, using that, for lack of a better term, Angle, to get herself more over. Can this be potentially the makings of an Alexa Bliss face turn in your estimation?
Yes. And I think it's kind of needed at this point. Like, I mean, her character can still be the same as a face, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
of course, you could be an anti-hero / face. It's fine.
Right. So I did see so the part of Raw I did see, I saw from Nia Jax versus Savannah Stone, which we'll get to later on. So I did see Mickie James get saved by Trish. I mean, Mickie.
Dude,
sorry.
Where's your brain at today?
I'm always thinking of Trish, so that's nothing new. So I saw that part, which was surprising because I hadn't seen the beginning part. So I didn't know that Mickie was in, and I just didn't get why she was saving her. And there's history there, so they could play that history up between
La
Mickie.
Luchadora history, right?
Yeah. Yep, La Luchadora, and then La Lynchadora. That was fun. But yeah, there's definitely a face turn on the horizon. If it's not now, it's very soon because it's just something that needs to be done.
And what are your thoughts on the fact that now we're doing this whole Mortal Kombat Asuka thing where she's taking out each competitor like it's a fighting game?
So, I saw somebody tweet yesterday say she hasn't had a bad match since she came up to WWE.
That's a lie.
Thank you. But have the good outweighed the bad in terms of in-ring? Sure. I just don't like her. I don't like the dancing. Like if Asuka is going to be the character that kicks people's asses, does the Mortal Kombat thing, stop the dancing. When you kill somebody, you dance?
Yes, I would actually.
No, well, all right. That wasn't a good question.
Wrong guy to ask that question to, man.
No, you run. Like you just get out of there. Like you look at oh, there's a dead body under you. What dead body? Like that's what she should be. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Chip. And for those just
that's my biggest gripe with her. Not the talent. There's talent. Just my biggest gripe is there's a dead body under you. What dead body? Just be a badass.
But
please.
Here's the thing.
Stop
That's
dancing.
not coming from her though. The Asuka shimmy or whatever you want to call it isn't coming from her.
The Asuka shimmy?
I don't know. It's like a weird I Dream of Jeannie with the hand motions and like the hips don't lie thing,
Like she looks like she's coming out of the genie bottle. Like
exactly. She's I Dream of Jeannie. I Dream of Asuka. So that's coming from backstage. And sure. I know it's an attempt to make her more entertaining because when you wrestle in Stardom or NXT, you're not supposed to be entertaining at first. You're just supposed to be a really good wrestler.
Sure.
Or one of the better wrestlers. Only now with the immersion of Velveteen Dream and what's his name? Tommy and
Aleister Black.
Where you're seeing a lot more character development on NXT's level than you would see in the past. So Asuka didn't have time to really develop a made-for-TV character other than Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat. that was it. Like she was the Empress of Tomorrow. Just like I find it funny that Nia called her the Empress of Yesterday, which
that's correct.
Well, to you, okay, I get it. You're not an Asuka guy. I'm an Asuka guy, but I am more leaning toward your side of the fence and Edge and Christian also, where it's okay. Let's see what you do with her here.
You see, I'm on the Edge side of this. It's just I don't get it yet.
Don't get it, right?
Yeah,
but
there's talent. I just don't get it.
Well, here's the thing. Did you watch her in Stardom?
So I was getting no. I was actually only getting in Stardom like right towards the end of Kairi's run there. So
okay, so
I'm sure I could go back and watch it, but no, I didn't watch her in her run there. No.
Okay, if you were able to watch maybe even the tail end of her Stardom run, you would have been. That's not what we're getting now. What we got then was Kana. Kana was everything you would have wanted her to be on the main roster.
Okay.
She was effervescent. She was entertaining. She was captivating. For all intents and purposes, a female Shinsuke Nakamura. If you really want to,
a New Japan Nakamura.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, you're absolutely right. A New Japan Nakamura or a New Japan anyone, because they believe. You know what's funny, and we don't talk about this a lot on Shattered Glasscast on the NAI Wrestling Network. Damien Salty G and Chip Kayfabe.
This is the crunch with salty chips, by the way.
We're not doing the crunch yet, dude. We're not up there.
Oh, we're not doing the crunch yet.
No,
okay.
We're not there yet. We don't talk enough about how awesome New Japan and Stardom really is, and I think eventually we'll get to that point where the American populace or the U.S. audience is going to be able to see international wrestlers in their home state or their home country, I should say.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to that day. But if you are able to catch some old school Stardom where you see Kana or you see Kairi Sane when she was Kairi Hojo,
yep, Io
Shirai, you will be captivated. You will be, holy crap. The fact that we have all these independent female wrestlers going over there to get seasoned.
Yep.
No matter where you stand on it, some love it, some don't. I know Civil is a little weird about it. But there's a reason why Scarlett Boudreaux is over there. Mandy Leon's over
there.
What was that?
Mandy Leon went over.
That's what I said. Mandy Leon almost killed Io Shirai.
Yeah, we watched that live together.
We did watch that live, and it was really bad. But there's a reason why, what's her name? Rachel Ellering's there now. Nicole Savoy.
She's back.
Who?
She has a match at Wrestling House tomorrow on Sunday versus Emma.
Yes, I know.
I'm so excited. I think I'm going to that show. So actually, we have something else to report on.
There you go.
I think that show.
And we'll get to the fact that you and I are reporting on things we're watching this weekend.
Yep.
But just overall, I like how they're now trying to book Asuka as this Mortal Kombat-esque fighting game character where, if you play Street Fighter, you go from country to country, you beat that person, you go on to the next. So next is Nia. Now, she's already beaten her in NXT. Do I really think that she's not gonna beat Asuka now? Come on, man. There's no way.
Oh, no, no. I'm saying that was a different time.
Oh, no, I'm just talking about the fact that booking.
Yeah.
There's no way you book Nia to beat Asuka. You book her to be strong against Asuka, to give Asuka the fight of her life, but I don't see them booking Nia. And that's how you make the excuse to not put her in the chamber match, because she has a high profile singles match against Asuka. So I could see that booking, but that's how
So you don't think Nia finds her way into the Mania match?
Nope.
I do. I think there's somehow she gets in. I don't know how, but somehow she gets into that Mania match.
No, there's no way you make it a triple threat. It's not interesting that way.
Well, but Alexa versus Asuka is?
Yes, because you're Alexa is being booked as this cowardly, keep my title at all costs heel, i.e., I'm not saying she is this person, but like Ric Flair back in the Territory days or NWA days, where he would be the chicken shit heel, win by the skin of his teeth, and not want to defend his title, and all of a sudden he has to defend his title. That is what they're doing with Alexa Bliss. That is the booking that they're following. Chicken shit heel.
Yeah, I mean that's the right thing to do too, because the problem for the biggest time in WWE was, why are heels just not winning? It's like, well, they're not being chicken shit heels anymore, and that was JR said that on Twitter. Now you're finally getting one, and you're complaining about it. Not you, you know what I mean? In
I get it, yeah, no.
That universe out there.
All them RB out there.
Those mothers.
Those folk. So I like that they've set up Chamber to be almost a must-see event, even though it's supposed to be almost like a what's the word? A buffer between Rumble and Mania. You don't expect anything major to happen because it's about a B+ pay-per-view.
It's a roadblock.
It's a roadblock, but Roadblock was good. I'm still remembering that match between
Triple H and Dean Ambrose.
Triple H and Dean Ambrose, which I think is one of Dean Ambrose's greatest matches he's had on the main roster.
It was his best match.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. So I like that there's hype being built for Elimination Chamber. The Chamber match, Absolution involves, Sasha Bailey, and then you have the glue that is Mickie James. Alexa trying to be sniveling and not be in the match, but then she's bickering with Kurt Angle, going back and forth with that repartee, and now you have Nia being booked supposedly strong against someone like Asuka, as she ran through roughshod through Savannah Stone yesterday. And those who don't know, the enhancement talent that Nia Jax ran through is Savannah Stone. She is a wrestler, and I hate to say this name, a lot of people hate this name. Michael Elgin trained her to wrestle, and from all intensive purposes, she is one of the biggest young stars not only in the Midwest or in the St. Louis, Chicago area, but in the country. And people are saying that she's probably 17 years old, as accustomed to what we heard yesterday.
Have we confirmed that yet?
On social media. Now, I looked up birthdays, and I believe her 18th birthday is later this month. But it's not the first time we've had someone under the age of 18 actually work a wrestling match. Jeff Hardy, I think you told me off air that he worked his first match at 16.
He jobbed out at 16 on episode. Yep.
Yeah. So I don't have a problem with a 17-year-old. If you're tough enough to wrestle at 17, you can be booked anywhere. I don't care. But keep your eye on Savannah Stone, honestly. She's going to be in the Making Towns Classic. I don't know if I'm going to that, and that's going to be in May in is it Knoxville? Yes, I believe it's in Knoxville, Tennessee. You can go to MT Classic on Twitter, I believe is the handle, and find out more information. It's a 16-women tournament, one night only. I believe we have, like I said, Savannah Stone. We have Su Young, Hudson Envy.
Is Tessa Blanchard going to be there?
I don't know. Jordan Grace is in there.
Cool.
I don't know if they've released the final rosters yet, but you can check on Twitter to see. I believe it's at MT Classic on Twitter.
So I'm just confirming now. So Savannah Stone's name on Raw was actually Vanessa Floyd.
Yes, Vanessa Floyd. Yes,
Vanessa
which
Floyd.
is the most generic name you could give someone. I mean, if you want to go create a wrestler generic names, I think Vanessa Floyd's a good one.
Yeah, they probably have that on 2K as a standard name.
Probably.
Create your character, Vanessa Floyd.
Yeah, and shout out to Ryan Franzen for always having a free NXT name. Every once in a while, he'll tweet out a free NXT name for someone.
Every once in a while.
Oh, every day. Sorry,
all the time.
Yeah, and I love him for that. And if you're lucky enough to be with Ryan at a show like I was, oh my God, what's the one that Sami Callihan owns?
CZW.
Revolver. Boom. There you go.
Oh, no, he owns Revolver?
I believe he owns Revolver.
I didn't know.
He books CZW.
Okay. Well, DJ Hyde owns CZW, right?
So keep an eye out for Savannah Stone. And that actually segues me into the next thing we're going to be talking about before we get out of here, for making way for Matt McCool and the 5 count or 3 count, whatever number he's up to.
27 count, whatever.
The 30 count. Is you and I are going to be on the road coming up. I know I'm going to Florida to cover a crap load of wrestling events. MLW,
yeah, I'm not going nearly as far.
Yeah, I know. But I'll be in Florida in the Orlando, Tallahassee, Gainesville area. MLW, Fest Wrestling, NXT, Punk Pro, and on the MLW card is going to be two or three women's matches. I believe at least 2. We're going to finally see. I am actually Chelsea Green for the first time live. I've never seen her live before.
I'd love to see her live.
Going up against what did I write in my notes? So I told you off air. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think of it.
Priscilla Kelly. Thank you very much.
Yep.
I have chicken scratch hands. So, if you haven't seen Priscilla Kelly live, she runs kind of in that Southern Florida or Evolve crew. She's like the manager of Austin Theory up here with Evolve. Engaged to Darby Allin, I believe. So that makes for an interesting couple. True story. She used to be a gypsy. So there's that. And what? Yes, I covered this with Trina when we did Last Mark. Apparently, Priscilla Kelly was raised in the gypsy lifestyle.
Okay.
So there's that. And she's very intriguing. She's very interesting. I believe there was a reality show based on her family. I'm not sure. I would have to go.
Now she's this.
Say what now?
And now she's
a professional wrestler. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Funny story, really quick, about Priscilla Kelly. This what gets me mad about athletes. Not like really mad, but as a normal dude, this is what frustrates me about athletes. How they have the ability to sometimes eat whatever the hell they want and not gain a pound. Now, I was at an Evolve show. Was it Evolve? No, it was a Tier 1, but it was transitioning into Evolve at La Boom nightclub.
Oh, and Tier 1's done?
Yeah, Tier 1's up there. No, they had a day show and then it transitioned into an Evolve show afterwards because they used a lot of the same talent. So I was talking to Nick Iggy of the Carnies after the show, and Priscilla Kelly is talking to him and me, and we're just kind of briefly discussing things, and she's eating cheesecake. Now, if you've seen
tell me.
If you've seen Priscilla Kelly, she is fit as fit can be. as
Yep.
a women's wrestler, as a wrestler in general.
You have to be.
Have to be fit. So she's wolfing down this thick old piece of cheesecake. Now I'm gaining about 10 pounds just looking at this damn thing. And she's just wolfing it down. She goes, yeah, I'm just getting ready for, my match later. And the pregame ritual is to eat a damn cheesecake. Like, this is what gets me annoyed.
That would make me poop my pants in the middle of the match.
Well, apparently she didn't poop her pants because she ate that proudly. And
as far as you know.
Still, yeah, as far as I know. And she's fit and slim and trim. And I'm just thinking, that was me, man. I would have gained 30 pounds just by looking at that damn piece of cheesecake, man.
Yep. I mean, I had 3 cheesesteaks in one day.
Okay, well, and then how was your stomach afterwards, bro?
Poo-poo.
Yeah, you pooped a lot, probably. I'm assuming you had a lot of cheese and
for a couple of days.
Yeah, you had the stomach bug going around all of the NAI and
knock
on going around.
Knock on wood, I didn't get that sick.
You didn't get this. I didn't get it either. I got it late. I didn't get the flu. I got the stomach issues, but I didn't get the flu.
Stomach problem. I always have stomach problems.
Right. Well,
that's nothing new for me.
I know you and Rachel had stomach issues. You and Rach, because all you guys did was eat freaking cheesesteaks.
Dylan Salone did too.
Yes, that's true too. So before we get out of here, just to clarify,
I wish I could point my camera outside. There's a kid walking around outside my window, seemingly with a cobra in his hand, like Santino's cobra. Yeah, and he's doing the cobra thing.
Oh, if that isn't the most SGC thing.
Yeah. Let me try to pick up. Oh, no, you wouldn't be able to hear me.
Don't worry about it. Just know that right now outside of what happened.
That's also a child, and I need consent to put them on camera.
No. I work with kids for a living, dude. You don't want to go down that path. So I'm just looking forward to seeing Chelsea Green wrestle live because I've never seen her. Maybe she'll be in her Laurel Van Ness moniker. I don't know her alter ego.
Are you a fan of that? The Laurel Van Ness moniker?
Yeah, she creeps me out, and I like it.
Okay. She's also. It's funny because she can creep you the hell out, but then get you a girl who can do both. You know what I mean?
Well, full Damionistic disclosure, I'm kind of into women who can scare you a little bit, not in a creepy, psychotic way, like they're gonna cut your, what off, when you're sleeping, but
choppy your.
Yeah, no choppy my pee. But I like me a woman who is tough, who might have a couple of screws loose, because as a psychology guy, how can I not love that? So it appeals to me that Chelsea Green's character can kind of vacillate between the two of just normal. And if you've seen her match against Joey Ryan for Wrestle Circus, where like he knocks out Chelsea Green, and then she comes back as Laurel Van Ness after they brought her back to the backstage area, and she comes out in her wedding dress with the smeared makeup.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh,
I love that Wrestle Silly stuff.
Yeah, and just so you know, one of your other favorite wrestlers of all time, Chip, as I put the air quotes up, is going to be wrestling Chelsea Green in Petaluma, California in March. You want to take a guess who that is?
So you put air quotes over my favorite wrestler. Yes. So
there's 2 women that you and I kind of just go, ugh, in terms of women's wrestling. There's one.
Don't say Sonya Strong.
No, I mean ugh, because you don't understand why they get so much hype. One is Mandy Leon. Who's the other one?
Ooh, I don't know.
Here's the hint. She worked for Ring of Honor also. She's from your area, dude. Your neck of the woods.
My neck of the woods gets a lot of hype.
Taylor Hendricks.
What? Why?
Yeah, you see your face? See, you guys can't see his reaction, but the face Chip just made was one of just offense, as if he walked in a room, smelled someone who farted, and literally just went.
Why did you warn me?
I'm sorry. Again, it was someone that you don't like. So
no, why? Why is somebody booking her in California? Why?
Because if you listen to Salty Chips after the show,
that means you have to pay for her.
Well, did I ever tell you about the time I went to go cover that in Petaluma, that event that had Taylor Hendricks on the main card?
What? Why? What show was this?
This is a show out in California. I think it's NPWL, National Pro Wrestling League, out in California. They have a TV contract Don't know how that happened. Based on their first show, they were good to me. I'll give them the credit. They were good to me. They made sure everyone had a good family friendly time. They had really good women's wrestlers. They had Shotzi Blackheart. They had Giselle Shaw, who I have waxed up on about for God knows how long. Another Lance Storm trainee, Giselle Shaw. If you get a chance to see her live, please do so. Nicole Savoy was there. So the main event was Taylor Hendricks versus Giselle Shaw. And it was an
event.
Yeah, it was the main event because it was to crown the first ever NWPL women's champion, which is Taylor Hendricks. Spoilers. And I will talk to you off air as to why I think this happened. But that's neither here nor there. So I get to see Chelsea Green. I get to see Priscilla Kelly. I finally live get to see Dio's favorite female wrestler, as I put the dorky air quotes up. One Mrs. Smiley, as I like to call her, because she always smiles all the time. She lost in the Mae Young Classic to one Viper, or AKA Piper Niven. Do you know who I'm talking about, Chip? Wonder Woman.
Santana Garrett.
Yes, I finally get to see Santana Garrett live. I am looking forward to seeing who she's up against. Fingers and toes crossed that she's not smiling throughout the whole match.
Oh boy.
Funny thing, do you know who the spoiled brats are?
I think you've mentioned them before, but I'm not familiar.
Selena actually trains with Santana Garrett. So I kind of find that to be a very interesting. They're all based in the Florida area, so that's why I'm not surprised that they're all on MLW's radar. But I'm looking forward to it. What are you going to be covering before we get out of here? I know we got like 2 minutes.
So I'm tentatively going to Wrestling As of Tomorrow in Rhode Island. One of the main matches on the card is Emma, now Tenelle Dashwood, versus Rachel Ellering with Lance Storm as a special guest referee. So tentatively, I'm going to that. That could change, but that's what I'm going to be going to. You have Dan Maff versus somebody. Can't remember his name. All Ego and JT Dunn versus Tommy Dreamer and Matt Tremont. And AR Fox versus Teddy Hart.
Teddy Hart's still around. That's surprising.
He showed up at the last What show and surprised everybody.
Wait, is that the show you went to that had horrible seating?
Yeah, that's where I was standing in the corner behind the road case.
That's me in the corner.
That's at Fett Music Hall. So the venue is very good. Just the area I got was not.
Got it.
It's like a Beyond show. Oh, as my curtain randomly closes. It's like a Beyond show where there are no seats.
I hate standing room only seating, man. That is the worst.
Yeah, Beyond loves that for some reason. And I don't.
They just want people's feet to hurt. You know, one day I'm going to be gangster and just bring a milk crate and just sit on the milk crate.
Well, when Beyond runs in Somerville, I always find the chairs and just get myself a chair.
Okay.
They try to hide them, and I always find them.
Well, do you hit people with the chair, Chip? Is the next question.
No, I usually hit myself with it.
Because you are clumsy. Yes. This has been long talked about. And if you don't know, Chip is very accident prone. And I'm sure if you've listened to New Age Insiders or you've listened to us or Checking the Boots podcast, Chip talks about injuries a lot.
I get hurt a lot.
He gets hurt a lot. But that's it for us here on our side of Shattered Glasscast. You could find the show at Glasscast NEI. Myself at Dare to Be Damien, Chip at Chip Kayfabe. You can also find our new show, Salty Chips. We record maybe everywhere on the Damien Salty G network, also on the Checking the Boots network. Hopefully
it's
soon.
Now the Salty Chips network.
Yes, it's the Salty Chips networks. Yes. Hopefully on Spotify. Fingers and toes crossed. iTunes, SoundCloud, and all that good stuff. Where we talk NXT, wrestling, sports, anything and everything, and
all around banter.
A lot of tomfoolery happens on that show.
Yep.
But you can check us out there. We're now going to have Matt McCool push it over to him as he does the 5 to 27 count, depending on how many questions he gets this week. And we'll talk to you next time. Later, guys.
Don't be a dick.